this video, I'm going to be going over how I use my book, 300 Progressive Sight Reading Exercises for Guitar, to train my guitar students. Most of the music you're going to come across at the early stages is going to emphasize first position. A lot of classical repertoire is going to be written for first position at the early stages. So it makes the most sense for most players to start by learning to read for guitar in first position. That means within the first 3 or 4 frets of the guitar, where your fingers 1, 2, 3, 4 are aligning with the first 4 frets for the most part. I put a circle of fifths in this book as a conversation starter. I'm hoping that this gets guitar students to ask their guitar music teachers about the circle of fifths and seek out more information on it. The key signatures that we'll come across in this book are the key signatures of C, F, and G. 1 sharp, 1 flat, and of course no sharps or no flats. The key of C major and the A minor scales I put together because these are relative keys. They have the same key signature. It's going to be very helpful if you don't already know these scales to learn them. Also, I put these in here so someone looking for a location where one of these notes is on the instrument can use these pages. Let's say if they don't know where that C is on a guitar, they can use the tablature to help them figure out where it is, so then they start to read the music accurately. Alright, this page on counting rhythms is going to go over whole notes, half notes, quarter notes, eighth notes, and 16th notes. A whole note gets 4 beats in 4/4 time, so we play the note on beat 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have the next whole note in the next measure, 1, 2, 3, 4. The note doesn't get played 4 times, it just gets played 1 time and rings for 4 beats. The half notes ring for 2 beats each on 1 and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's possible to have a half note on beat 2 ringing from beat 2 to beat 3. We can't have a half note on beat 4 ringing into the next measure because there's not enough room in the measure for the half note to be placed on beat 4. Quarter notes are 1 note per beat. So in this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The eighth notes are what we would call the division of the beat, and these are counted 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The first thing I have my students do when they get this book is I direct them to page 17, which is this page right here. And we document classical guitar style the locations of each of these notes. So on page 17, exercise 1, you're going to want to put a 2 in a circle below the first note. That tells us it's on the second string. The 1 above the note is for the first finger, and the note is a C. The second note we're going to document is also on the second string, so I'm going to put a 2 in a circle. A number in a circle in a classical guitar piece of music implies what string they want a note to be played on. So the second string, in this case third finger, also the 3rd fret, and it's a D. And then on exercise 2, we're going to see a new note show up that wasn't in exercise 1. We're going to see the open E. And that's going to be the first string. I'm writing the word open, and of course what note it is. So if we're playing exercise 3 and we don't remember what note that is, we can find it quickly and identify it. These notes can be played in other places on guitar. This is just their locations in first position. A lot of method books for guitar start on the first string and they start with E. I'm starting with C for pitch training reasons. I'm going to go to the next page and we're going to see one new note on this next page. The new note is on exercise 5. We're going to see it's an F. It's the first fret, first finger of the first string. On page 19, exercise 9, we're going to see another new note. It's going to be a G, and it's going to be the 3rd fret, also on the 1st string. We don't want to write in any of the additional notes on there, just the new one. So what we're trying to do is when we get to this page of exercises 5 through 8, the goal is to remember the notes we had learned on the previous page, and we get to train them, adding in the one new note that we just learned. Page 20, exercise 13, we're going to see another new note. It's on the 2nd string, right here. It's B, and it's open. Exercise 17, we're going to see our first note on the 3rd string, which is going to be an A at the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. Exercise 21, we're going to see the last new note we're going to see for quite some time, which is going to be the open G on the 3rd string. Exercise 53, we're going to find an F, which would be the 3rd finger on the 4th string, or 3rd fret on the 4th string. Exercise 57, we're going to see E, which is the 2nd fret on the 4th string. Then exercise 61, we're going to see D, which is the open 4th string. Exercise 77, where you're going to want to write in the first occurrence of C. Now this looks like middle C for piano. This C sounds an octave higher than it does for guitar. On guitar it's not middle C. On guitar it's an octave below middle C. Middle C in guitar is that note right there. This note here is going to be the 5th string, 3rd fret, and again it's C. On exercise 89, we're going to see B, which is the 2nd fret on the 5th string. Exercise 97, the 5th string open is A. Exercise 153, it's the first note we're going to see on the 6th string. The 6th string, again, the number in the circle is the string, the fingers, or the fret. The 3 is the finger of the fret, and the note is a G. This is a really common note for guitar. We're going to see this a lot. And then finally on exercise 185, we're going to see the F on the 6th string, which is going to be the 1st fret, and then we're going to see the E on the 6th string, which is open. I had a student a long time ago say they could always spot the E because it looks like an E. What they meant is the 3 lines of a capital E. So if that helps you, use it. If it doesn't, forget I said it. The way I have my students practice out of this book is if they're in the first, let's say, 50 exercises, we'll probably usually start on either page 17 or 18. But if I have them start on page 18, for example, I might have them do exercise 5, then 9, then 13, then 17, then 21, then 25. Let's say if that's as far as they've gotten up to 28. The next practice, they'll do 6, 10, 14, 18, 22, and 26. When my students cross pretty much the 100 exercise mark, then I usually have them start on the day of the month. So if it was the 29th, we start at 29, and then I usually have them skip several pages. The goal isn't to learn the pieces, the goal is to learn to read the music. And then you can take that music reading skill and learn pieces of music that you actually want to learn. You'll be able to learn music a lot faster if you can read it well.